Welcome, Jackie here. So excited to connect with you today. So today I want to talk to you about actually a couple of things. Really want to share with you about my 3 common blocks that are keeping you from having a committed relationship. So what that's all about is that I just created a new mini video training series just for you, because I was thinking about what were my common blocks when I was wanting to get into a committed relationship, and then the women that I work with in my programs. And there was some consistency with 3 of the blocks that I see showing up over and over again. These love blockers, I really want you to avoid them because they get in the way of you getting into a committed relationship. And so when you do remove these love blockers, then what happens is you create a different energy, and that has a man move towards you so that you can create a committed relationship instead of you moving towards him. And so the way that you can get access to this all free, all new training, this mini video training series of 3 common blocks to a committed relationship, is to take the commitment quiz that I created for you. Just go to commitmentquiz.com and you will be able to take the quiz. And why I want you to take this step first is, first of all, you're going to get on my mailing list if you're not already on it, so that you can get access to the mini training series. The second reason is because I want you to see, I want you to find out what is blocking you from getting into a committed relationship. And there's 3 results that you're going to find, and I want to know which result that you end up with. And I'd love for you to share it with me. So if you take the commitmentquiz.com, share your result with me so that we can interact about that. And so what else did I want to share? I have a huge announcement. I have a client that just got engaged, and she is 70 years old, and so is her boyfriend. Her fiance, I should say. So they just got engaged a couple weeks ago. And the wonderful thing about Claire, I really want to tell you about her, is that she was in a 40-year marriage. And before she started working with me, she'd been single for 3 years after her husband had passed away. And she hadn't dated in 40 years. 40 years. And a lot's changed in 40 years, right? Hi, Cindy. And so she really needed some help to learn, how to date and just get up to speed with what was going on in the now. And so I started working with her, and she just made such incredible progress. She was just so motivated. Her and her first husband had agreed that she would find love after he passed. And that was, I just think that's so special. So she's now, been out there dating. She in her late 60s. She went from moving to Wyoming. She moved to Boston. She had to learn how to use the internet. She had to learn how to date all over again. And the most important thing she had to learn is to be in her feminine energy. A lot had changed. And after being married for 40 years, what happened, I think, and I can't speak for everybody, but I would imagine what happens is you kind of get into a routine, right? And what seems to be masculine energy, probably after that long of a marriage, may be not really relevant, because they had become partners at that point. And so the thing with the feminine energy, it's all about going with the flow. And if you watched a video I made the other day, I was talking about actually floating. So if you think about feminine energy and water, if you can imagine yourself just floating in the ocean, not because it's salt water, so you can float. So not really resisting the current, not really resisting the waves, allowing the ocean to take you wherever it goes, the flow, right? And that's like the feminine energy. So I want you to start to practice floating more, letting your life guide you, the energy guide you. Because here's the thing, whatever the energy is guiding you towards is exactly what you've asked for, subconsciously or consciously. And that's why it's really important for you to allow yourself to see where that float takes you. So start to float more, because then from that place, when you see where it's what you've created subconsciously or consciously, in that moment, you have the opportunity to create something new if you're not happy with the results. But when you resist that float and you turn around and you start paddling or going upstream, you actually create so much resistance. You're actually creating more of what you don't want by creating all that resistance. You actually it's more of a struggle. And when you have more struggle, it's usually laced with negativity. And so I hope that little metaphor helps you float. I want you to just float your way through life. Okay. Float your way through life. And so those of you who just came on, I was just asking you all to jump over to my commitment quiz so you can get access to my new video training series, the mini training series. And I want to know, what is your common problem with getting into a committed relationship? And that's what the quiz is going to tell you. So like Claire, her problem was attraction because she was in her masculine energy. And so now she's learned all about the flow, floating, and she's in an amazing relationship with a wonderful man. They're both 70 and they're getting engaged and they have, the rest of their lives in front of them. And it's so exciting. And I'm so excited for her. So I just wanted to share that good news with you. And, I talked to one of my private clients the other day, on Monday it was, and she said to me, I just started working with her about 5 weeks ago, and she's made so much progress. Her whole life has changed for the better in 5 weeks. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because she said, Jackie, I had no idea that you go into such depth. So and it made me think, wow, if she's thinking that, I feel like a lot of people are thinking that. You may not realize the depth that I go into, because I do talk about dating a lot, and I talk about giving you these strategies and tips and tools that are deeper, but they're mostly superficial things, little tips that you can apply right away to move yourself forward. But what I want to share with you is what I am really passionate about because of my own struggle and heartbreak and breakdown in my relationship and divorce, is that I was passionate and very, very motivated by pain initially to do my deep inner work. And so in that process, I went on a path of self-discovery. And really, it's been over the last 25 years, but really more focused in the last 10 years. And I became a certified self-mastery teacher. So I teach women how to become the best version of themselves using a proven process of self-mastery. So you become self-mastered. And I'm also a certified meditation teacher. I teach meditation in my programs because quieting the mind is a very important part of becoming self-mastered, becoming the best version of yourself. And I'm also a certified spiritual life coach, intuitive. So I can help you to really work on the inside. Whatever's showing up on the outside in your life is coming from your internal compass, whatever's going on in there. So I help you clear up all this emotional debris that you've collected over the years and decades of your life through all the relationships you've been in, help you clear up that internal dialogue so that externally, the external shows up differently. And the wonderful thing about the work that I teach is that you don't have to change your lifestyle to change everything about your life. You can keep doing the things you love to do while you incorporate things into your life. So I teach proven, practical, simple tips and strategies and provide resources for my client. So I'm not trying to sell you on my program right now. I just want you to understand the depth that I provide to my clients and my programs. And so I'm just scratching the surface here in these YouTube and Facebook calls because I want to give you some quick tips so you can have a quick fix, so to speak. But we all know that by taking a Tylenol, it'll solve the problem of the headache. But we want to know why you have a headache in the first place, right? So that's what I'm really doing is, yes, I can give you these tips and they will help you, but I really want to help you solve the real problem, not just take away the pain momentarily. So I just hope that helps you to understand how committed I am to helping women to empower themselves so they can have the love and life that they desire. So you can have the love and life you desire, because that's what I wanted for me and that's what I wanted for my daughter. And when I was able to accomplish that, I knew I really had to help women. And that's what drives me today and gets me out of bed. And truly it does, is to help all of you, because I want you to have this amazing life that you're entitled to, by the way. It's your birthright. And you should expect to have an amazing life. But you can't have an amazing life when you've got all this emotional dialogue that's telling you can't, you don't deserve it, and you're not lovable, and you're not worthy. So there's work to be done, and believe me, it is the most rewarding work I have ever done in my whole life. I feel so good when I get out of bed every day. I love myself and I accept myself. And believe me, that is worth its weight in gold in this lifetime. I know you realize what I'm saying. When we don't love and accept ourselves, life is so hard because our mind just beats us up. It's always knocking us. And it's the biggest critic, reminding us of all the mistakes we make 24/7, right? It's constantly beating us up. And so to be able to be on the other side of that, to be able to wave those thoughts off and really focus on the now is the biggest gift that I could give myself, the gift of presence. And that's what I bring to the women that work with me. So I just hope that helps you understand me, my passion, and how I really can help you. And so, what else can I share with you? Ladies, do you have any questions? So don't forget to sign up for the commitment quiz. You can get in the loop so you can follow along with this mini training video series about 3 common blocks that keep you from having a committed relationship. And then you'll get those 3 videos in your inbox. And I'm not releasing the videos here on YouTube, so you have to sign up to get them. But they're all free. And so make sure you take advantage of that. What else do I want to tell you about? I have a little something to show you. Because part of my broadcast now, I want to share with you any kind of fashion tips, wardrobe things you can wear on your dates, fall, seasonal things that I resonate with. So these are some of the things that I found last week, and I actually wore them in my last video, but I didn't share them with you. And I just want to show you. I love rose gold, and it's making such a huge comeback. And so I found these really darling little faux diamond hoops, and they're rose gold. Do you see the little sparkle? Aren't they precious? And they're very tiny. So they're really elegant and simple. I really think elegant and simple is best for dates. And then I paired them with this little matching bracelet. It's also a rose gold and these little faux diamonds. Aren't they sweet? And it's just this little stretchy. So it goes on right out. It'll fit any wrist size. And I just think it's super elegant and classy because it's just so delicate. And I think that delicacy is very attractive. It's very feminine. So I just wanted to give you this little tip. I'm going to put the name of the designer. They're really inexpensive. They look expensive, a lot of bang for the buck, but they're not. And I'm going to drop that in the comment box after the video so you can get them online. You get them at the shop where I got them. So that's my little resource I want to share with you on the video today. And so I'm going to read what Vicki has to say. I'm just getting up here onto Facebook and seeing if I can get that comment to open up. Hi, Vicki. She says, Jackie, I've been applying your coaching. I think I'm making a major report very soon. Great. Yes, she began to forgive herself and other past choices and let them go. And I experienced an energy shift. That's so wonderful, Vicki. I'm so happy for you. Whoops. I'm so happy for you. That's what happens when we drop the past like a hot coal. So if you think of your past experiences that are holding you back from having what you want, and they do, because we obsess on them. When we focus on a past experience, we're actually bringing it into our current experience and we're contaminating it. So I think about a thought about a negative experience you had in the past, like a hot coal. This metaphor will help you. So you know a hot barbecue coal, if you put one in your hand, it would burn the heck out of you, right? So drop it like a hot coal. Drop it like a hot coal. As soon as you have that thought hit your mind and you become aware of it, drop it. So the more you drop the thought, the more you drop it, your mind will stop presenting the thought to you in the first place. The reason why your mind keeps regurgitating the thought over and over again is because you keep thinking of it, thinking about it consciously or unconsciously. So it just keeps pulling it up, pulling it up, pulling it up. So you can create a new pattern of thought by just recognizing, well, that's an old thought. It's not even happening anymore. So I can drop it like a hot coal, because guess what? It will burn you just like a hot coal will. And here's how it will burn you. It will have you unconsciously replicate the exact situation that you're upset about in an attempt to get your attention so that you can heal that wound. So we attract similar experiences in our lives so that we can replicate the experience. In other words, you're going to attract another guy that ghosts you so you can feel the pain, so you can get it, so that your intuition can give you that signal that you're recreating another experience so that you can stop creating that experience. So when we're in a pattern, it's all about recreating the experiences. And the purpose of patterns is to help us see that we're in a pattern to begin with. So if you find yourself saying, why is this happening to me again? It's because you keep thinking it into being. You keep pulling it from the past and regurgitating it and asking yourself, why is this happening to me again? So I hope that little hot coal message helps, because that's what I think. I'm like, drop it like a hot coal. So Vicki, good for you. I'm really happy for you. That's great. These little shifts make a big difference, right? One little shift can make a huge difference in your life. So that's something to celebrate. I'm going to see if we have any questions over here on YouTube. Hi, Rachel. Yay, welcome. Thank you, Cassandra. Let me answer a question. Hi, Jackie. A man I went out with once 3 months ago never called back. He's contacted me again and wants to see me. I'm confused and not sure what to say. And so if you want to see him, keep it simple. You can say, hey, stranger, long time no hear from. What's going on? That's what you say. Be curious. Remember, you don't want to come from anger or resentment or bitterness. It's like, for whatever reason, and you don't get to know why, he didn't contact you. It might have been about you. It might have been about him. More likely about him. Maybe his old girlfriend came into his life. Maybe he had a big project at work dumped in his lap. Maybe he got audited. I don't know. But you know what? We don't get to know this. We have to live in the unknown. But guess what? When we come from curiosity, we are so receptive to men. Men are so receptive to us when we're curious instead of suspicious, right? Like, what does he want? Why didn't he call me back? So that's like that bitterness. And that would be something that happened to you in the past now has colored the way you look at men that come back into your life. And most men, ladies, I'll give you a little tip here, they always come back. They usually resurface later on. So they make cycles. They usually pick series of women that they have relationships with, or maybe one or two, or whatever it is, and then they'll come back around and see if you're still available years later, decades later. People from high school resurface and they're like, wonder what she's up to. Maybe your high school sweetheart. So I'm not surprised that he's coming back around. You're a great catch. He remembers that. And so just be curious, like, hey, haven't heard from you, long time no talk to. What's going on? Why aren't you getting in touch? Just ask him. Just say the thing. Be honest, float into honesty. I mean, what is wrong with honesty? Why can't we say the thing anymore? Because we have become afraid to speak our truth. So I want you all to write this down. Say the thing, float into honesty, because that's what this society is missing. People being able to express their feelings, but in a way that you can hear them. But we need to express our feelings and we need to be honest about our feelings. But we need to do it with our feather, not our hammer. I always got my feather here reminding me. Okay, next question. Where do you find the place to take the quiz? Well, in the comment box below after the video, actually right now there is, but you can't see it. But if you go to if you go to www.commitmentquiz.com, that's where you take the quiz. So commitmentquiz.com. Oh, I'm sorry. The connection is terrible for you today. I apologize. Sometimes that's just, happens and it's out of my hands. But I do have, looks like quite a bit of bandwidth. You're welcome. Say the thing. I love it. So any other questions over here from Facebook? I'm just going to check. And if not, I'm going to sign off. Okay, ladies. So here's just the summary for today's call since I don't see any more questions. Float into honesty and float your way through life, right? Instead of go with the flow, my new saying, and I made this up, go with the float. I even like that better. Go with the float, ladies, because the flow even might mean that you're moving your hands a little bit to flow forward. But if you go with the float, you actually let go of control and surrender to the path that you've consciously or unconsciously put yourself on. So you don't like the results? Go ahead and recreate your vision and make some changes to how you're showing up. And then that float's going to take you down the stream to where you want to go. Also, drop it like a hot coal. That coal is your triggers or your patterns or your behaviors that aren't serving you, memories, painful experiences. Drop it like a hot coal because it will burn you, because the more you think about it, you're bringing it back into your life. And what was the other one? That was it. And I shared with you my little baubles. Okay, baubles. Okay, ladies, don't forget to sign up for the commitment quiz, as I really want you to get into my mini video training series, 3 common blocks to keep you from having a committed relationship. Yay! Okay, ladies, thank you so much for being here. I just love connecting with you. And as always, just know I'm sending you so much love. Never give up and you will never fail. You will have the man of your dreams if you never give up. And if you subscribe to my channel and keep following me, because I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be here until all of you get into committed, healthy, functional, spiritually based, sexy, juicy, intimate relationships. That sounds great. All right. Lots of love. I'll see you next time. Bye. Thanks for being here. Bye, ladies on Facebook. Yes. Bye.